You know, with more and more people getting the coronavirus vaccine now, the Verified team is understandably getting some questions about what's in those shots.
Yes, some of you are asking for a closer look at the ingredients and wondering if they comply with religious provisions. Here's Lisa Lucas with what they found.
Do the COVID-19 vaccines contain animal products? WH wanted to know, asking what that would mean for certain religions. Let's verify. Our sources, the ingredients for the Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson vaccines, Dr. Aaron Glatt, a rabbi and epidemiologist, and Dr. Nabil Seftar, president of the Islamic Medical Association of North America. To start, we went straight to the drug companies behind all three vaccines authorized in the U.S. All three confirm there are no animal products in their vaccines. So why the question? Claims continue to circulate that the vaccines contain pork products, which could be prohibitive for some religions.
Historically, there have been vaccines that have used pork products, which, universally amongst Muslims, typically they would not consume them if they're following halal guidelines.
The doctors at Amana work closely with other groups in determining whether something is halal or not. The group says it's the majority opinion that the Pfizer Moderna vaccines are Sharia compliant and free of pork products, and adopts the position the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is halal.
Whenever Muslims are putting anything in their body, it's a really natural question for them to think about whether it is something halal or not. For most food items, it's very clear. But with vaccines, it's a little harder to sometimes figure out what's exactly in it.
Other religions also addressing these concerns.
For something to be kosher, it has to have, it depends if it's an animal product, it has to be slaughtered in a ritual and compassionate way. And it can only come from certain types of animals. It can't have certain blemishes or anatomical abnormalities to it. It's a very complicated subject.
But Rabbi Glatt says that would not apply to vaccines.
This is only for eating purposes. It is not for use purposes. From a Jewish point of view, there is zero problem with taking the vaccine because of kosher ingredients. And in fact, it's an imperative. It's a mitzvah. It's a positive commandment for a person to protect their health.
While the determination of whether the vaccines are kosher or halal is a theological one where opinions could vary, we can definitely verify there are no animal products in the Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson vaccines.
Anything you want the Verified team to look into, just email them, verify@kens5.com.